What's up, Storm? Not that one. This camera. Okay. Yes. Yes. We got it. Travelers, we finally got it. This is the Velit gasoline high elevation heater. What's up, everyone? Welcome to Dark Dwellings. If you're new here, my name is Cody, and right now we are currently renovating a cargo van and turning it into the darkest camper van of all time. And in today's video, we are finally installing
the heater.
We've been waiting a long time for this to come in. It's been back ordered for like a month and a half. It is now officially fall, so it came just in time. It's starting to get cold at night, which means we're in a little bit of a rush to kind of get all of the exterior details done, because you don't want to be messing around with like paint or sealant or any sort of fluid that needs to dry outside when it's getting cold. So this is just in the nick of time. It's still like about 75 degrees. So we should be good to go ahead and install this. Let's go ahead, crack it open together as a team. Viewing it for the first time together. Oh, you gotta love it. Okay, let's see what we got. A light diffusion panel, beautiful. Manual, another light diffusion panel. Greatly appreciate that, Velit. Okay, now we're getting into the nitty-gritty here. This is going to be your fuel line and fuel accessories. Oh, there is quite the smell coming off this. This is going to be your thermostat, Bluetooth thermostat. They went ahead, because my order was back ordered for the longest time, they went ahead and upgraded my order to the Bluetooth. Velit, thank you so much for that. This is going to be all of your clamps and rubber seal. That's a lot of screws. That is a lot of screws. Can you hear that? We've got tubing for all of your tubing needs. Exhaust pipe, I believe. Yeah, pretty sure that's your exhaust. Oh, we got a very nice air vent. I'm not sure what material this is. If it's plastic or aluminum. It feels very dense though, very high quality. Then we've got the optional muffler. It says optional on there, but we're gonna go ahead and put that on. The fuel pump, which is heavier than what I thought it would be. Then we have our mounting plate, which is gonna be a great little template for marking out all the holes we need to drill. And last but not least, we have the actual heater itself. Get that box out of the way. There it is in all of its glory, the Velit Air Heater High Elevation Edition. Mouthful. So I am going to go ahead and read all 21 pages of this user manual in probably every single language that it seems to offer. Let's get to it. Right, so we have read all of the instructions, start to finish. We have our various bags of all of the parts. We are ready to assemble. And based on what we're seeing here, it looks like we will only need a flathead screwdriver. There are a few pieces that look like they take a Phillips, but really you'll be able to get by with just a flathead screwdriver. And by the way, these instructions are truly the worst instructions I have ever seen. I would say they're more requirements for the finished product and not so much instructions. So with that being said, enjoy watching me struggle to figure out how to put this together. Let's get into it. Travelers, here's the deal. This is really difficult, and there's about 90 pieces left. Like, I'm tired of trying to wrap my brain around this whole thing. I really just want to go out to the van, drill the hole, and prep whatever needs to be prepped so that we can move on. And hopefully I figure the rest of this out along the way, because I feel really like genuinely stuck with this. And if you're anything like me, drilling a really big hole just really starts to get the gears moving in the brains. And hopefully this starts to make a little bit more sense the deeper we get into it, which could also be applied to the theme of this video. So let's take all of this, head out to the van, and see what we can make happen. Travelers, we are now inside the van, ready to drill the hole that will receive the heater I went ahead and already marked it out on the floor here. It's a pretty straightforward process. All we have to do is drill the pilot hole and then stretch it out to make it an adequate size for the heater. Okay, so we have the hole complete, and I was at first using the step bit to get it started, but that was taking way too long. So we went ahead and did the whole thing with the jigsaw, and originally I was going to drill out every hole individually, and then it was going to sit in there so freaking tight, but with the jigsaw, I just can't make that small of a radius, so we went ahead and made sort of like a really long oval sort of shape. Well, just come over here, I'll show you. So here's what we're looking like. It's a little bit sloppy, but like I said, the radius was just a little bit too sharp for the jigsaw, but this is the starting point, and we can clean it up with the file and get it exactly how we want it. So the air intake will sit here, the exhaust will come out here, and then it will bolt into place with these 4 holes here. So the next step is to remove some of this material, spray paint it with some anti-rust spray paint, and then we can mount. Now that I have all of the edges filed and smoothed out, we can go ahead and hit it with that rust protection. But the issue I've noticed I've been having lately is that whenever I do something in the van, I feel like it's just not perfect enough. And cutting that hole, like, it works. Like, it definitely works. It fits. I tested it. Everything fits in there perfect. It just looks a little bit too wonky, and for some reason it just bothers me. Like, I just can't seem to let stuff like that go, and it makes me just want to keep taking more and more material off until I get exactly what I'm looking for. But I know if I do that, I'll be out here filing till the end of the day and the project won't get done. So when it comes to building a van or like making a YouTube video, is that sometimes you just have to realize done is better than perfect. And this hole that I'm making right now, nobody's ever gonna see it. So I have to learn to let it go, stop being so greedy with it, and just move on to the next step. So let's go ahead and paint this thing. Sorry for the lack of angles here. This is a really cramped spot, but we have everything painted. We are ready to drop this thing into place and permanently mount it. So let's go ahead and sink it into the hole. What is that hitting? What are you stuck on? We're stuck, travelers. We're stuck on something here. I literally just tested this. Why won't it go in now? Why won't this go in? Ugh. I don't understand this, travelers. I had it lined up perfect. Everything went in smooth when I did the dry fit, but now when I'm trying to mount it, it doesn't want to seem to go. This is the kind of thing that will really bring out the anger in you when it comes to building a van. You think it's going to be the most simple, easy project, and then it ends up taking you way longer than it needs to. I think I just need to take a break and take a moment to calm down, figure out what's happening, and then we'll come back to it later. All right, so the next stop is the fuel line. Now I've got the shield already popped off here. We just need to go ahead and get off the auxiliary port. There we go. Just a little pinch, and we went ahead and already assembled our fuel line off camera. Basically it goes into the connector, through the filter, and then out into the heater. So go ahead and connect that to our line. Should just click into place. I might have to feed it first. Yeah. In case you have a ProMaster and are wanting to know, basically going straight out towards the back, there's a very small gap that you can feed your wire through. It might take some fiddling around, but that's really the only place I could see where it would go. There is a bigger spot in the front, but I think if you go out that way, you might be running into some issues with the line getting too close to heated materials. So we went out the back. It looks like that's the safest spot for it to be, but it is a little bit difficult to get there. All right, now it should just click into place. There we go, travelers. That's how you do it. Auxiliary fuel line is officially in. Oh, I got it. Whew. Yeah, I got it, travelers. I got it. Yes. Okay. We got it permanently mounted in place. Now this kit does come with a lot of self-tapping screws. If you watched our last video, you know exactly how I feel about screws. These are an absolute no-go when it comes to building vans. Whenever you're driving, going over bumps, getting nasty on the roads, these will eventually wiggle out of whatever they're connected to, leaving you with a hole bigger than it originally made, which will eventually rust. So if you're building a van, always use the bolts and not the screws. Now that everything is mounted in place, we can go ahead and do some of the electrical work. This is the wire that comes attached to it. It has a 20 amp fuse already lined in there. However, the EcoFlow comes standard with 20 amp fuse, and we do not need all this extra sticky wire, so we're gonna have to cut this down to size. Get rid of that. And then this is the line that I already have run to the EcoFlow. So we will go ahead and wire this up. Now, to be honest with you, travelers, I'm not even going to try to explain how to do this or what I'm even doing, because there are way better videos out there that explain electrical stuff. I suggest you watch those YouTubers and not me. And in addition to that, sometimes I feel like I don't even know what I'm doing still. And I hope because of that, you don't think of me as a fraud. I'm trying to present it to you in a way that I find fun for myself. Maybe that makes me a fraud, I don't know. Maybe you're now starting to understand the theme of this video. But who knows, huh? Travelers, is it making sense to you yet, the theme here? I've reached my breaking point, travelers. This is a hard one. This is definitely a hard one. And I'm putting in a lot of effort to do these little projects, to make these videos for you, and you're not subscribing. You're not clicking like, you're not sharing it, you're not using the links in the description, no notification bell. And I'm at the point where if you don't subscribe, then I'm not going to release the solar panel video. And that one is said to be revolutionary, like some sort of holy relic. But you don't want to like my videos. You don't want to subscribe to me. So that's it. You're just not going to get the solar panel video. That's all there is to it. You think you can just come to my channel, watch all my stuff, not like the videos, not subscribe, and then go neander to find some other YouTuber who's going to make a solar panel video just for you? You think that's how this works? You're not getting my solar panel video. Subscribe or you don't get it. Simple as that. No, I am a fraud. I had no idea this was going to be so hard. Oh, it's working. Travelers, it's working. I knew I could do it. I never once doubted myself. Look at that. The Inferno is working, and if you don't understand the theme yet, then I don't know what to tell you. Let's bring you in for a closer look. There it is, travelers, the finished product, the Velit air heater. I still have to cut out the little port for the hose and the toe kick there, but other than that, this project is done, wrapped up, and completed. Whew! Travelers, that was a beast of a project, a whole 9 layers of difficulty, but it is finally over with. But I just want to say thank you so much for sticking around through all of the madness. It really means a lot to me. We've got a lot more planned for this van build, so if you want to stay up to date, please consider subscribing. I would greatly appreciate it. But until the next video, maybe it's the solar panel one, travelers, always remember to keep it dark and happy dwelling. That sun is really cooking me right now. But look at the texture of the shot. Kirby, let them know in the comments. My goodness.